heroes would come and love my best friends. So like Burr would come to like Caroline's and see Nate and be like, I'm telling you, you're one of the greatest comedians of all time. You're the best, Nate Bargatze. And then like Chappelle was like, Michelle Wolf, she's the funniest girl I've ever seen in my life. I love her. You know, like Chappelle's the reason I do comedy. And then Louis like becomes best friends with Joe List. And I'm just like, dude, do I suck? Do I suck?
I mean, dude, yes, it has to probably feel like if that's the case, like always the bridesmaid, never the bride. But like that to me blows my mind because again, you're that guy for me where it's like, I can't imagine anybody wouldn't single you out right away.
But that's also like, that was something that I was learning that I was like, dude, you are focusing on the wrong things.
Yep.
You're focusing on, because then I am texting with Attell or talking to Colin Quinn and they're like, hey, if I knew bit, and you're like, oh man, I need to shut the fuck up.
Right.
And I think that's like something that I was really focused on. I was like, why do I give a shit about stupid shit like that? And I think our brains do that naturally with all the technology we have. When there's a serious issue, we can focus on it. But if not, we need to focus on something. So it's like, you're focused on the wrong shit a lot of the time.
I also think it's only totally natural to like want that validation, want that approval, that cosign. I mean, I do it with every podcast. Why am I not ranked higher? Why don't I get that guest?
For sure.
Why do they, you know, why? And I once saw an interview with the dude from Train who was like, I wasted so much of my life and career just focusing on why am I not Coldplay? Why am I not Chris Martin? We do the same sort of shit, same sort of music. Why him and not me? And then he finally just kind of let it go and was like, maybe I'm not, but I'm also pretty good. I got a good thing going.
The thought of a guy being angry and then writing music like that is so funny, where he's like, British.
God damn it. Yeah.
And he goes, she's got the loveliest eyes in the world. He's like, I'm gonna kill him, dude. The scientist. What kind of bullshit is that? I want to touch your hair. I want to lay it down. I'm gonna break shit. Give me more whiskey. You never think about those guys having those.
Everybody's doing it, man. Everybody's got those thoughts, dude.
But that's the thing about this whole pandemic that I really thought about. And it's like, that's why I really do appreciate your compliment, is because I think I'm at this stage now where I'm like, man, I just want to be funny. I just want to go be funny. I'm going to say words that are probably going to hurt some people's feelings. I don't mean to. My intention is always trying to be funny. And I don't need to be on the cover of People. Right. Just let's fucking sell some comedy club tickets and have fun. And everyone, let's try to feel better for a little bit.
Do you still feel like when you got Billions and then Bonfire is more of just like a radio thing, you know, you're also a different comic in the sense you're very diversified. It's like not just comedy. It's not just stand up. You've got a lot going for you in different like avenues and different mediums and shit. But you still like stand up and being on stage is still the thing.
I mean, stand up's always going to be the thing.
Yeah.
Stand up.
But you realize that to be like, that's my thing. But also I have a major role on a hit show. And also I have a daily radio show that, you know.
Yeah, but it's interesting, man, because what I love about Bonfire fans is they know me. Like the Bonfire fans know who I am as a person and how I am around my friends. And they kind of know, you know, they know I'm 0 to 60 on stupid shit and I misread situations. They know I'm, you know, they know a lot of shit about me. You know, they know about my mom and just random, they know I could be Lake County Dan with one decision of a judge. And so it's just stuff that it's like, man, they know me. And Billions is just an unbelievable opportunity that I got because my friend thought I might be good on the show. You know, Brian Koppelman, I've known since 2007, and it was never a thing of like, hey, you want to put me in one of your pictures? He, you know, grew up in New York City, loved stand-up comedy his whole life, did stand-up comedy. That's how I met him. And it was just like this guy that loves comedy. That's why you see Mike Birbiglia and Sam Morril and Alan Havey in Billions, is because it's like, you know, he's auditioned a ton of comedians for Billions. And it was just a thing where I was lucky enough that they had me come in for a role. They liked me, but I wasn't right for the role. And they're like, hey, we're going to kind of need this guy in the fucking Axe Capital pit, kind of a loudmouth. What about Soder? And I came in, and like one of the other guys on the show, Nathan, is an unbelievable actor. And he just got a bunch of stuff. And they were like, you want a couple of his lines? You know, you're like, sure, fuck it. Why not, man?
Right.
And then it's a weird situation because I'm not an actor. I am trying to act and trying to learn how to act, but I would never consider myself like That's how I feel about people who come into comedy from something else. It's like, I don't care if you're a professional wrestler and then you're a stand-up comedian. Do you respect stand-up comedy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you did before this. Are you doing this as a grift, or are you doing this as a real profession?
Do you care? Do you care
and
about
so,
like, if they get like a bump?
What's that?
Do you care though if they come in and kind of like, because of their background, get more opportunities than the next guy who's been doing it his whole life?
No, man. Theo Vaughn worked his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Theo Vaughn started, and I love Theo. And Theo came in from the Road Rules, and dude, he came. This is a real story. I swear to God, I started comedy in Tucson, Arizona, at Laughs, and the owner Scotty Goff had Theo featuring, and Theo was just off the Road Rules or whatever. And I was just this local guy, and I was like, fucking Road Rules? You're gonna let him go? You know, I'm just like one of these desert fucking rats. It's just like, you're gonna let him I'm fucking like, and you know, I did a guest set, and then he went up, and then after I talked to him, and he was such a nice guy that I was like, wait, why do I have this? And then I've watched him. That was fucking 2004. So that was 16 years ago. Maybe it might have been 2005. So it's like, that dude has worked for 15 years. So absolutely not. If you're going to do stand-up and you do it the rest of your life, I got no qualms with you at all. But if you're coming in this to collect a check and then get out of it, I have zero respect for you.
Right.
You know, it's like
there's such a, what is it that about comedy? Is it like that there is such a grind and a struggle, and like you do have those times where you have $200 in your bank account where like you guys protect the out of that craft, I think, more than anybody.
That's where we're similar to wrestlers.
Yeah.
It's like, I always, whenever I see someone breaking the code of comedy, I go watch that Dr. Dave slap Jim. What's, you know, that one where he's like, is wrestling fake? And he slaps him. He's like, is that fake?
Yeah.
And he slaps him again. He's like, is that fake? That's how I feel. Because, listen, man, comedians can be overexposed. Stand-up was so popular in the last 10 years that we are headed, I've been talking to Katie about this for a while. We're headed for our grunge phase.
Okay.
Like right now, what you are living through is the end of the hair metal stage of stand-up comedy.
Okay. I like that.
I'm telling you what it is, but they're just wiggling their butts and like licking a guitar. And we're headed for gray weather and sad, but like good. Like, get ready. We're headed.
Quality.
Yeah, but you're gonna see quality. Like, you go back and you listen to a Nirvana song, it's a good song. They're a good band. They weren't just like a fucking like a genre band.
Right.
It was like all those bands were actually really good. I'm like,
it's transcendent.
Yeah, man. And obviously it's our age and how we grew up, and like obviously that was super popular when I was a kid. But I'm just saying, I think we're kind of headed towards this phase where like people are done. People know the tricks of social media now.
Yeah.
Now we know the, hey guys, swipe up, smash that like button. It's like, man, no offense to anyone that does it, but you'll probably never see me on Cameo. You won't see me wishing your friend Rob a happy birthday. No offense to your friend Rob. God bless him.